Okay, I got cut off there, but I was just saying answers will normally be in the back of the book, and if they're not in the back of the book, I'll supply them. And oftentimes we'll go over them together in the Zoom session. Okay, so next, grading, very important. I know a lot of you care about this. So quizzes once a week, right? At the beginning of every Friday, as I mentioned. Um, and I understand that there might be technical issues, sicknesses, etc. Instead of giving makeups, just to, I have a lot of students, rather than having to coordinate all of that, I will just drop everybody's 2 lowest quiz grades. Okay? And it's good for you to email me and keep me updated, like if you do have to mix a quiz. You don't have to, but it's good for you to do that. Quizzes will cover anything up to the end of the previous class. Okay, so a quiz once a week, 2 lowest quiz grades are dropped. All those quizzes combined will be 20% of your grade. Now, there will be 2 big tests, February 22nd, April 2nd, and May 5th. So those will be days where we don't have quizzes on Fridays. Now, notice all the quizzes combined is worth less than 1 test. I kind of think of quizzes as like little practices to help you get ready for the test. I like to give a lot of like self-assessments, quizzes, and 3 tests rather than just like 1 big midterm and a final. I find that students do better. It encourages you to not cram if I give more testing. So that's what I do. The 3rd test, we won't have a separate final exam during the final exam period. Rather, we're just going to have a 3rd test that's 30% of your grade on the last day of class, Wednesday, May 5th. So now is a good time to go to your calendar, check these dates, compare that with your other classes you're taking and when the midterms and big tests and grades due are, or assignments due are for those classes. For this 3rd test, most of it will be on the recent material you've learned since the last test, but there will be a cumulative portion. Okay? Of course, we'll talk more about these things as we get to them. Attendance, you're responsible for catching up on material you have missed. Now, most of the material will be in the YouTube lectures or book. But if you want help catching up, if you missed something in Zoom, you can come talk to me in office hours and we can go over the materials. But yeah, most of the stuff you can get from the YouTube lectures or book. However, don't make it a habit of missing the Zoom sessions because sometimes the best way to learn stuff is to go through stuff with me in the Zoom session. Okay, even though I'll drop the 2 lowest quiz grades, you cannot miss a test. Then you've lost 25% of your grade, and that's too much. So missed test may be made up only if there's a verified medical excuse or the equivalent, and you gotta request the makeup within a day of the test. Okay, so don't put that off. The earlier you tell me you need to miss an exam, the more lenient I will be in accommodating you. So if you already know ahead of time you have something very important, something worth missing a big test for your class for, then you email me and we'll talk it through. Oh, hey, this is there twice. I do not do makeups or quizzes, but I will drop everybody's 2 lowest quiz grades at the end of the semester. Why do I have this twice? Because I keep having students asking me later on, oh, Professor Moon, could I have a makeup? Okay, so I do not do makeups for quizzes. Okay, academic integrity and honesty. Basically, this is all just saying don't cheat. And I hope you won't cheat just because it's wrong. Okay, it's morally bad. It reflects bad on your character, and I hope also for your sense of pride and integrity. Like most of you, I'm hoping will eventually get a diploma and you'll get a degree, and you want to be able to say, "I earned this. I got a college degree and I earned it." And you want to be able to tell that to other people or your kids someday or whatever. If you cheat, then you can't really say, "I earned this." Like you have to say, "I kind of earned this, but really I cheated my way to it." And so you can't really feel proud of your accomplishment if you cheated on your way to get your degree or even to whatever grade you got. So I hope I appeal to your sense of integrity and just feeling proud of yourself. That said, I'm also going to have some safeguards on quizzes and so forth to try to make it cheater proof. But really, I just encourage you to try to learn the material and grow and become a better critical thinker. we wish other people had a little more integrity or critical thinking. So we should aim for it ourselves. All right, student disabilities. I always have students with disabilities. Just email me, go through the registration process so you can read about it. And then we'll talk about it and make accommodations for you. I rarely have problems with this, so just let me know. I do have a responsibility to report sexual misconduct, and that is something very important. And also, there's a lot of mental health struggles. There are also just like hard things in life. It could be a death in the family, an illness, a breakup, financial issues. So there are counseling services that VCU has. And if you want to just message me or like wait till after class and Zoom talk with me, let me know what's going on. It helps me to know your situation, and then I can help you better. Okay? Yeah, so life is rough. Keep open communication tabs with me. Other concerns. Talk to me if you're concerned about anything in the course. If you feel significantly bothered or offended by anything, that's reason enough to talk with me. As a teacher, I'm just talking, blah, 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 because that's what we do. And sometimes, I might say something that I didn't mean to be offensive, but I remember one time a student did find something I say offensive, and they emailed me, and they said, "Dear Professor Moon, I was offended when you said blah, blah, blah," and then sign whatever, their name, and I replied an email saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that my words came across that way, and I apologize. I'll watch out for that in the future," and and then we're fine. So, people tend to be sensitive about certain things, and people tend to be offensive about certain things too without knowing. So, just having airing things out and talking things out. That's what I prefer. But if things don't get worked out, you can email the philosophy chair of the philosophy department, Donald Smith. And there will be anonymous teaching evaluations at the end of the course where you can say everything you want to say about me. So, yeah. Okay, my expectations, check your email daily just for updates from me. Use proper email etiquette. What does that mean? Email or like just manners? So like, "Dear Professor Moon, blah, 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 blah. Signed, Amanda Robinson." I don't know. So don't just send like a one-line email. "Do we do anything important in class today?" Like that's rude, right? You're not texting your buddy. So and I found other professors appreciate this too. So if you want to get on your other professor's good side, then do this. And this is also good for like later, like when you're writing an email to a business or city council or a lawyer or whatever. Like it's good to have this practice. Okay, and I mean this for beginning correspondence. If we're going back and forth in email, I care less about that. Get help if needed. I already talked about that with office hours. Work hard. Some students find this course very hard. Others find it not as hard. So like it depends. In my teaching evaluation, some complain, "Professor's too easy." Other students, "Professor's too hard." Well, I can't. Most of the students find like I'm at a good level, so I feel good just over the years of having taught this course. Your expectations. I'll respond to any email within 24 hours. I think it's rude when professors don't respond to student emails. Like we're employed by the university, and I consider this as a service to you guys too, as my students. I'll do my best to be available to help you. I will also aim to make the material as interesting and fun and applicable to life as I can. I'll do my best to be fair with all the grading policies. So those are the things I aim to do. So think of any questions you have about the syllabus, and we'll talk about this at Zoom at 25 after. So see you in a bit. Looking forward to meet a lot of you.